This robot interacts and lives with a family that loves him, until one day one by one the people who love him have died, and that makes the robot lonely. Even he wants to find out how to be a human. A robot company makes robots that can help human work. One of them is becoming a household assistant. At that time there was a family who ordered the robot with the code NDR114. The robot was ordered by the Martin family. Martin is a person who can't wait to try how the robot can work. He even named the robot he ordered with the name Andrew. Indeed, at first Andrew made an introduction that made them a bit scared, but Martin asked that it not happen again. Andrew is now officially part of the Martin family. Here Andrew learns a lot from the Martin family. Many things he encounters when serving them, cooking and interacting with them. Even Andrew also continues to learn what Martin does. Martin's oldest daughter does not like Andrew's presence. He called Andrew and told him to jump from the second-floor window. Andrew did it and looked very chaotic. Luckily, the system was not damaged. There were only a few errors, but he could fix himself. One day Andrew was given a favorite item of Martin's second child. Andrew called it Little Miss, but Andrew dropped the object, which made Little Miss sad. Andrew began to study and felt that there was something wrong with it. Andrew continued to study and even studied a book to make and replace Little Miss's favorite item. He liked it. Since then Little Miss began to like Andrew, and even Martin was very amazed to see Andrew's work. He was not an ordinary robot. Not only that, Martin saw Andrew listening to songs like a human. The longer Andrew was in Martin's family, he learned more and recorded what Martin and his family did. Happy, laughing, sad, angry, Andrew could now distinguish it all. A few years later Martin's family grew and grew older. One of them was Little Miss. She is now a grown woman, but Andrew is still the same. Andrew and Little Miss are very close. He even witnessed Little Miss marrying her crush. Even though it was a happy night, Martin felt that slowly everyone he loved would leave them. Andrew still didn't understand why humans had to leave each other. There were many things that couldn't be explained in detail about human life to Andrew. Year after year, Andrew was still with them. Little Miss now had a child. Until Andrew felt something that pushed him to be freer. It didn't mean he wanted to leave Martin's family. It's just that he wanted to feel what freedom was. He talked to Martin and asked for it to happen. Martin felt that he would be very lonely if Andrew did that, but Martin realized that maybe Andrew had learned a lot. In the end, several years passed. Martin and Andrew were now separated. Andrew even built a house on the beach. Not long after, Miss Little came to give news that her father wanted to meet Andrew. Yes, Martin seemed to be dying. He just wanted to see Andrew one last time. Martin thanked Andrew for being part of their family. A few years since Martin's death, Andrew learned more. He even upgraded himself so he could have facial expressions. But he wanted more. The problem was that the robot company that was now led by Miss Little's son couldn't do that. There were rules that he had to follow. But he gave some information that Andrew might be able to go to a place called Rupert Burns. He said they could make robots more human. Andrew made a very long journey. Even for years he was separated from Miss Little. Until one day Andrew saw a robot whose behavior was very gentle like a human. He went to him and approached him until he arrived at Rupert Burns. Andrew asked how he could get that movement. It all came from one person named Rupert. Rupert's father used to work where Andrew was created. His invention was criticized, and in the end his father was fired and set up an experiment outside the company. And now Rupert is continuing his father's struggle. Andrew wants Rupert to change himself to be more human. He wants to have a face and skin. It's not impossible for Rupert. Unfortunately, he needs a lot of funds. Andrew is willing to pay for it. The process finally went well, and the result is Andrew changed like a human. Andrew wants to show this change to the little lady. But when he gets there, it's as if the little lady doesn't know who he is. Then from behind there is an old woman asking what happened. Here the woman realizes that the man is Andrew. The old woman is the little lady. She's getting old, while the other woman he saw was her granddaughter, the little lady named Portia. Andrew is very confused. Why did Portia imitate the little lady's face and body? That's what's called genes. A lot has changed over the years. Until one day Andrew was called by Portia to come to the hospital. The little lady was dying, maybe her time had come. Little Miss was very grateful to be able to know Andrew and become his family. Little Miss breathed her last while holding a wooden horse that Andrew had made before. Seeing Little Miss gone, Andrew really wanted to feel sadness. In the end he returned to Rupert and wanted to change his body with artificial organs similar to humans. In the end all that went well. Now Andrew could really feel happiness and sadness. He could even feel what love was. He kissed Portia as a form that he loved her. The problem was that Portia was engaged. Andrew did look strong, but he felt jealous. Andrew didn't seem to give up on getting his love. He tried again with Portia. Until finally Portia gave in and wanted to live with Andrew. For several months Andrew had lived with Portia, but their relationship was not official. To formalize his relationship, Andrew asked the Supreme Council to validate his humanity. But it was not easy. Andrew could indeed feel love like a human, but Andrew still had a robot brain. Which means he can't age. There is a difference there. The council could not give human rights to Andrew. Several years passed. Portia got older, while Andrew did not. This is what Portia feared. Maybe they were not destined to be together. Andrew might be able to live forever, but not without Portia. In the end, Andrew returned to Rupert and changed his brain into a human-like brain, so that his age would increase and he would age. This decision was made based on his love for Portia. He wanted to feel what death was and live peacefully like a human. In the end, the council gave Andrew human rights. And at the same time Andrew died, while Portia was happy to be able to know Andrew. She asked the nurse to remove her life support device. The nurse also felt Andrew's departure because the nurse was Galatea. That was the storyline of the film Bicentennial Man. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like and see you later.